Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy QJam here. And today we're talking about, is school a waste of time and should you be spending all of those hours studying? Now, I just want to give a quick backstory about my experiences with academics. I've always been the type of student to always, get the studying done, get this homework done before doing any of the extracurriculars or fun things that I enjoy doing. School has always been a priority for me, and I've always kept up good grades, taken AP tests, done all the standardized tests, went to classes, to make up stuff as well. But I've been thinking recently, I'm about to be a senior in high school, and I've been thinking, is school really worthwhile? And, as I'm about to be, preparing for college next year, I've been thinking, is this really worth the investment in terms of time and money? So I feel like, since this is the 21st century, it is becoming increasingly easier to achieve your goals online. Obviously, it's financial confidence and being able to support your family and provide for yourself. But I think traditionally, having a 9-to-5 was really the only real path for a lot of people because, if you didn't have that 9-to-5, starting your own business was very difficult because traditional businesses, you had to have startup capital, you had to have, the resources, the connections, and really have a lot of dedication and time. Whereas now, a lot of times, I've found that you can have a job but also have a side hustle on the internet. For example, you can have a job but you can also be making YouTube videos or making TikToks, making Instagram content, whatever it is online. You can be drop shipping, affiliate marketing, social media marketing, Airbnbs, anything online that you want to sell or provide a service. It's a lot easier now that people can be connected digitally all over the world. You don't need to even have that much money to start off with, right? It's a lot easier these days. Now, a lot of people will say that, college degrees are really important because you need to have a safety, something to fall back on, and I agree with that. But at the same time, I think it's necessary to kind of let everybody know that just because you didn't get into your dream college, or just because you weren't accepted into the college that you've been thinking about, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful. And I've done a lot of research on this. I've always been interested in business and things like that. In fact, the top 500 richest people, over 50% of them actually say that college degrees are not the major factor that they look at when accepting new employees to their company. They care about your experience, and they care about, what you've done in terms of career path in that area, whether it's starting your own mini business. Even if it fails, what kind of experience have you learned? They really care about, not what kind of degree you had, but really what kind of person you are, what are some of the experiences, what are your, kind of high income skills that you have. And I feel like a lot of times I've also felt this before, because when I was younger, I was always afraid to pursue things outside of school. I obviously did sports. I did a lot of sports: basketball, soccer, tennis. I did all of it, baseball, all of that. But I never really ever did a YouTube channel. I actually had a YouTube channel with my dad, but it wasn't really my own. And I always wanted to do a gaming channel ever since I was 12, when Clash Royale and Clash of Clans were popular, Bloons Tower Defense Battles. And I never really started it because, one, I was afraid of other people making fun of me, the people at my school, the people that I knew. And also, I wasn't sure if I should do it because my parents at the time really didn't support that either, because obviously school is very important. Being from an immigrant family, obviously your parents want the best for you, and in their eyes, what worked for them was studying hard, getting that degree, and getting the 9-to-5. But I feel like a lot of times people, especially me, I don't want somebody to be my boss, someone to tell me this is how much you earn, this is how much you get to go off and have vacation for each year, this is what you have to do, these are the rules. Getting controlled and being forced to do things that you might not want to do. And I think a lot of times what you do in college and all the time you spend studying ends up giving you a job that you never even really enjoyed. And I think that's another thing I want to touch upon, is what we learn in school as students. I feel like a lot of times the material we learn at school does not contribute to our future at all. Literally, I'm not even joking when I talk about this. The other day, I had a test in social studies, in history, and it was who is Napoleon Bonaparte's wife? And I'm how does that even affect, how is that even important? Why would I need to know that? Just memorizing random dates, or learning about geometry in math, linear algebra, learning about how Shakespeare wrote stuff 600 years ago. How is that even supposed to help me? Most of these things that we're learning now have been the same, have been consistently taught in public schools for 200 to 300 years, for as long as these schools have existed. existed. They've been teaching the same material over and over, whereas the world around us has been changing, constantly changing, but we're still learning the same thing that students 200 or 300 years ago were learning. Our education system hasn't evolved enough, in my opinion, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why students don't enjoy school. Like, people can enjoy school, but the things that teachers are teaching need to change. Like, make classes on esports, make classes on how to start your online business, make classes on how to pay taxes, make classes on how to invest, how to do real estate, how to do an online social media. Like, a lot of things that people are actually interested in are not getting taught, which is why a lot of times students have to choose between, am I going to study for this next math exam, or am I going to focus on my online business, my social media, my YouTube? Because a lot of times those things conflict, because people always tell you, studying is number one, you have to get good grades, and that's been the tradition for hundreds of years. So it makes sense that people have just consistently said that, because their parents said that too. Your parents' parents also said that. Your parents' grandparents, those great-grandparents, everybody has been always in this mindset that you have to get good grades in school to be successful. And the more I think about it, and the more I listen to people talk about this subject, the more I just realize how that isn't true. And I think a lot of people will say that school is about teaching discipline and social skills, not so much the subjects themselves. But you can also teach discipline and social skills and teach subjects that people actually care about, subjects that people actually, need to learn, like how to personally finance, how to save money, how to live on your own, like things like that actually impact every single person, whereas a lot of the things we learn are not very practical, and I think it's just outdated almost. And somebody said something a while ago. I think I was watching a TED Talk, and a speaker said frustration comes not from people failing their dreams, but it stems from the fact that they never even started chasing them. I think that's so true. I think a lot of times our biggest fear, at least for me, is not that I'm not going to be able to achieve my dreams, is that fear of regret, of never even starting, of never having the confidence to just do it. Because a lot of times I feel like we have great ideas, like, we have this idea of starting a YouTube channel on vlogging, or lifestyle vlogs, bike or sport vlogs, gaming vlogs, but we never started, either because of peer pressure, afraid of, being embarrassed or being made fun of, or other people saying that you're wasting your time, people talking down upon you and just, making fun of you. And I think that's a big problem in society, is people still haven't made this mindset shift. This is the 21st century. In fact, I think online businesses are going to be the most successful in the next 50 to 100 years, because you have to think every single major business, basically anyone starting a business now has to think about how to make a digital platform, how to advertise their services and products online, because that's where everything is going. You look at retail stores, if you look at private small businesses, they're all trying to find ways to integrate their products online. The internet is the wave. Think about this pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. How and why are so many businesses failing? It's because they don't have a second, cash flow source. All of their income depends on people going to their stores, depends on their employees physically being at the store. Now, if the COVID-19 virus comes, everybody has to stay at home. Now, there's no way for them to make money because nobody can go outside. Well, when does this matter? This is exactly where, because if you have an online platform where you can sell your products, that's okay if your store has to shut down. In fact, it might be beneficial because you're not even paying rent. All you have to do is have the products ready. Like, a lot of times I think that safety is what everyone preaches, safety in terms of having a steady job, having a steady income, and that's what a lot of parents will tell you, because that's the system that has kind of been ingrained in everybody's minds. Go to school, get good grades, then get a steady job, get married, have kids, become grandpas and grandmas, and then rest in peace. That's kind of what everybody has been kind of having this structure in their mind for generations now, but I think it's time we had a shift in perspective and to really put things in a different light. And that's why I think it's so important to kind of listen to what other people say, listen to what successful people have to say, really the Fortune 500 companies, not just them, but like any social media influencers that actually truly talk about these things, and you'll listen and you'll realize how much like society is just kind of wrong, like if you're doing the same things that everyone else is doing, you're going to be living an average life. You're going to be in the same position as your peers. And a lot of people that go to 9-to-5 jobs end up quitting or getting fired. Like, just because you got a college degree does not mean you're going to necessarily have a stable job. Your boss can still fire you. And guess what? Even after you get a college degree, most chances are you're going to be in a huge amount of debt that's going to take you 10 to 15 years to pay off. So the theory that just getting a college degree is going to make you successful isn't always going to hold true. Obviously, having a college degree from a very good school, and if you're going to become a teacher, a professor, obviously is important, or a doctor, a lawyer. There are some professions that really do require a college degree. So that's why I say to each his own. If you're really passionate about going to school and studying, obviously that's, great. And this is all my opinion, guys. I'm not trying to persuade you guys to do anything. I'm just trying to put my 2 cents and put my input on some of these things, because I feel like a lot of times we need to have our own voice. A lot of times our peers, society, the conventions that are taught are kind of dictated by people that are way older than us, or people that have nothing in common with us, Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the video today. It was something a little different, but make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you. Have a great day.